Hello, happy Sunday, happy restful reflection and inspiration for a new week Sunday. I hope that you are doing great. I hope that your Sunday is one that you are resting. Um, and as for me, that is what I am doing right now. Um, a day that we go to church, and mainly, it's more like a restful day and preparing for a new week. So I'll welcome you here, Bula and Wa'ya, and welcome once again. Um, I hope that for whatever time zone you're watching me from, as I'm here in Fairbanks, Alaska, it is cold and it's getting colder, but it's beautiful out. And when we say beautiful out, that means it's bright um, and people like to go out when it's bright out because now the nights it's getting like darker earlier. There's more dark days um, than light, so it's always good to embrace the light while we still have it. um, and so I welcome you here. It is another day with um, of just sharing how great it is to and the importance of taking time to rest, um, and reflect and prepare for a new week. um, I hope that your heart is calm. You are, giving yourself permission to actually breathe today, relax, and take time to reflect. Because rest, it's the because today I want to remind someone or anyone here that rest is not quitting. It's trusting that God is working behind the scenes, and when you rest, your vision resets. And even in the pause, whatever business continues to bloom, whatever you're working on, the project that you're working on continues to bloom. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to pause. And I used to find it hard um, before to think that, when I'm working on something, I really have to finish it before I can take time to rest. I get so restless, just thinking about when to finish it, um, and that was the only focus then. But as time goes by, I realized that you really need to take time to pause and just relax, and you'll definitely get there. We can't always do everything, but we need to allow ourselves to find time to rest. So because in the quiet moments, here's the thing, and what I have learned, that your mind clears, your spirit realigns, and your purpose becomes even sharper. Rest is just not, it's not laziness, it's leadership. We have to discipline ourselves. And that was one thing it was hard for me to really, you know, um, work on, but I have learned to adapt to it. And, it has really helped me. It's wisdom. I can say it is wisdom. It's you choosing to protect your clarity. You can step into a new week with intention instead of overwhelm. And nobody wants to be overwhelmed. I used to feel that way sometimes, and it's not a good feeling. When you're overwhelmed, you will end up not finishing what you're working on. Um, Stress comes with it, anxiety comes with it, and a lot of things that it's just unnecessary. But when you take time to rest, it really helps us clear our conscience, stay focused and realigned with what we are working on. And here's what I love: God never stops working, even when you stop moving. I'll say this again: God never stops working, even when you stop moving. And I would like to quote from Psalms 46 verse 10, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God." That means we have to sometimes allow ourselves to just stay still and pause and rest and know that God is working in the background, that God is in control of everything overall, that we are only human and there are times where we just can't do everything, and we can't figure out, we don't have to figure out everything. And so, in the stillness, or in that quietness, or in that time of pause, He strengthens. In the quiet, He restores. And in your rest, He renews. And those are the things that I have learned even today at church. There are so many great things that I'm reminded of. Um, and it helps me, reminds myself that we really need to just seek, like for me, in my personal and my faith growth, that the more I seek God, the more things become clear to me, the more things, He just shows me, and realigns my path and the decisions that I have to make. And that was a great reminder for me today. So, because this is my Go Live, and I show up every day, and even on a day like this, I like to share that yes, it is rest, um, reflection, and inspiration, and I'd like to inspire you um, for another new week. If you are someone that takes Sunday as your rest day, then this is a time to reflect and prepare for a new week. We don't know what is in store for us the week ahead, but we know that God knows our every step and our every and our future. And so that is why I like um, to have this time to reflect and prepare myself, even if I don't know yet, even if I don't see what the future holds for me or what the week will be like. But I know that if I'm prepared, then I can overcome or withstand whatever comes, whatever I will face throughout the week. And so, one of the greatest blessings of this digital business that I've started is this: your business does not stop growing just because you stop for a moment. Um, this system keeps working, and the seeds you planted keep growing. And so the connections that you've built, they keep moving. And God keeps opening doors, even the ones you don't see yet. I truly believe in that. He keeps opening the doors, even the ones that you haven't seen yet. And that is what I mean by faith, believing that He is working in His own divine ways, and time will tell. And before you know it, He confirms to us. And that's why rest is, it isn't the end of your momentum, the end of the what you're working on. It's the fuel for your next breakthrough. Because when you rest, your body can refuel, reset, um, and preparing for another week or another new day. And so here's our inspiration for the new week. I'd like to inspire you and hope that this will help you as it has helped me. As we step into a new week, remember this, just remember this. You don't need more hustle to need more clarity. You don't need to push harder, you just need to move wiser. And you don't need perfection, you just need obedience to the next step God puts you in your heart. And so this week, I encourage you to walk in a renewed energy, fresh ideas, clearer vision, and stronger faith. And trust. Trust that the same God who brought you through the last week will carry you into this week, or this one. And I truly believe that, in everything, whatever plans we have, or dreams, God has His plans are way higher than ours, and it's truly, it is definitely true. And so here's a question, that I want to ask you. What is God whispering to you in this quiet season? It may not be a quiet season for some people because this is the holiday season, and some may look at it as a busy season. Um, can be overwhelming for some. But what is He preparing your heart for this week? That is a question for you to answer. And I'd like to end with an affirmation. And here is how it goes: I rest in faith, I rise in purpose, and I walk into this week, new week, with clarity and confidence. So tell yourself that, and I'll repeat: I rest in faith, I rise in purpose, and I walk into this new week with clarity and confidence. And that ends my Go Live for today. I hope I have inspired you and encouraged you to prepare before a new week. And may you have a blessed rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you're watching me from, or the replay. Do put down in the comments, share what God is doing or whispering to you in this season and this time, and preparing you for another new week. May you have a blessed one. Vinaka, Poyexia, and God bless.